The female John Daly of women's golf? It's none other than the world's number 8 women's golfer, Charley Hull. In today's video, we're getting into the world of professional golf to uncover the mystery of one of the most exciting players on the tour, Charley Hull. Who is she really? What's her story? And what makes her stand out in the world of professional golf? But before we continue, Charley Hull went viral over a cigarette? Be sure to finish this video. Will she get banned? Let's get started. Who is Charley Hull? Cigarette smoking by a professional golfer during one of their most critical games is something you don't see very often. The sight of Charley Hull signing autographs for fans as she walked the grounds of the US Open this past weekend certainly garnered a lot of attention. Charley Hull, whose real name is Charley Esme Hull, is a highly regarded professional golfer who competes on the LPGA and Ladies European Tours. Kettering, Northamptonshire, England, is the place of her birth on March 20th, 1996. She made history by competing in the Solheim Cup at the youngest age ever and was named Rookie of the Year. Morgan Pressel was one of her opponents in the British Open Pro-Am when she was 10 years old. She went on to win a slew of amateur competitions in the US and UK after garnering early notice. Her victories propelled her into the top 10 of the World Amateur Golf Ranking, where she peaked at number 3. She made her Curtis Cup debut in 2012 for the Great Britain and Ireland squad at the tender age of 15. On the third day, she won a singles match and was a part of the winning team by a final score of 10-9, despite losing her 4-ball and foursome matches. At first, her place on the squad was in question. She had a falling out with the Ladies Golf Union over a required practice that ran concurrently with the Kraft Nabisco Championship, a big event on the LPGA Tour, and the union pulled her from the squad. After Charley Hull was asked to compete in the major tournament and ended in 38th place, she was returned to the team. Her early life. At the tender age of 2, the golfer had his first lesson. At Kettering Golf Club, she and her father got their start. She began homeschooling and her amateur golfing career when she was 13 years old, when she dropped out of school to focus on the sport full-time. Dave Hull and Basienka Hull had a child, a golfer. As a result of her parents' marriage, she has 2 half-sisters. Although Hull's mother is of Polish ancestry, she and her family choose to spend the winters in Florida. The 26-year-old has been vocal in her opposition to gender-segregated golf courses and in her support of equal rights for women in sports. She described an episode in which she had become the target of public ridicule after she had beaten a teen male. The story she told was of a match she won when she was 7 years old, beating a boy. The boy's frustration with his defeat led him to curse at her after the bout ended. At the tender age of 9, Hull gained widespread notice when she defeated adults in a major 18-hole handicap event at Turnberry with a score of 28 Stableford points, despite playing off a handicap of 26. We know we promised you a reveal later on, but what do you think happened? Will she get banned? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Who is she dating? As far as possible, the 27-year-old prefers that no one pry into her personal life. Soon after meeting Ozzie Smith, a mixed martial arts boxer, Hull tied the knot. On September 21, 2019, a small wedding ceremony was held in her hometown. Sometime after that, the couple decided to end their marriage. Charley Hull's major achievements and awards. After breaking into the professional circuit in 2013 on the European Women's Circuit, Charley Hull didn't make her LPGA Tour debut until 2015. In the most recent Rolex Women's World Golf Rankings, the player is ranked 8th. The 27-year-old has 34 top 10 performances and 2 LPGA winners to his name thus far. The 2023 season saw the Kettering-born golfer play in 18 tournaments, including a 14-event cut. She placed second in 4 of the 5 events she competed in, and finished in the top 10 in another 3. Lieselot Neumann, the European skipper, surprised everyone by picking Hull to play in the Solheim Cup in her inaugural year. Thanks to the captain's decision, Hull made history by becoming the tournament's youngest player. With a final score of 18-10, the golfer was a part of the squad that became the first European Solheim clan to triumph in the United States. Hull was named Best International Newcomer by the Sports Journalists Association and let Rookie of the Year in 2013 for her impressive start on the European circuit. At the SJA British Sports Awards, she was also given the Peter Wilson Trophy. In addition to this, the golfer was nominated for BBC's Young Sports Personality of the Year, although she was ultimately defeated by Joseph Craig, a 16-year-old swimmer. We're almost at the end. Do you have any theories yet? Stay tuned. Her jaw-dropping net worth. Charley Hull's 2013 professional golf debut was a decade ago. Hull has amassed a considerable fortune throughout the last decade. The estimated net worth of the English golfer is $9 million. Hull has earned a total of $7,874,694 over her career, with the majority of that amount coming from endorsements, prize money, and various deals, as reported on the LPGA's official website. Over the course of his successful golf career, Hull has signed on with a plethora of well-known brands as sponsors and endorsers. Major sports equipment manufacturers such as Mizuno, TaylorMade, and Acushnet support the LPGA Pro. Not only that, but the 27-year-old is an ambassador for both Titleist and Arcos. As of 2024, Hull's endorsement deals with Anu and Malbon Golf have come to an end. Pros Jason Day, PGA Tour, and Rose Zhang, LPGA, are both linked to the Los Angeles-based label. Why is she the John Daly of women's golf? Well, it's not every day you see a professional golfer smoking a cigarette while playing one of the most important games of her life, right? The sight of Charley Hull signing autographs for fans as she walked the grounds of the US Open this past weekend certainly garnered a lot of attention. Her easygoing demeanor, complete with cigarette in between tournament holes, exuded quite the mood, even though smoking is typically not linked with athletes because of its documented health repercussions. As we come to an end, what happened to Charley Hull's cigarette incident? Is she going to be banned? While making her way to the driving range at last week's US Women's Open, Charley Hull was approached by fans who wanted her autograph. Since the British player's hands were already full, Hull slipped the cigarette into her mouth as she signed. The reporter's use of a cell phone to capture the scene garnered immediate and extensive media coverage, and she wasn't doing anything illegal either. A source told GQ that the LPGA Tour Player Handbook makes no reference to a ban on smoking cigarettes on the course. It might be a stress reliever for them. As a result, Hull has become an internet sensation, with many drawing comparisons to John Daly, a figure that has been both polarizing and remarkable in golfing history. Charley Hull remains a mystery because she defies the conventional mold of a professional golfer. Her journey is a blend of raw talent, mental resilience, and a love for the game that transcends traditional boundaries. As she continues to make her mark on the world of golf, one thing is certain: Charley Hull's story is far from over. We can't wait to see what the future holds for this golfing prodigy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Charley Hull's career, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more golfing content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. Until next time, keep swinging.